I killed my wife last night. I did it because she was cheating on me. Okay, so I don't have any tangible proof, but every time she came home, I could smell the cologne of other men on her. Try putting yourself in my shoes, slogging through the door after a hard day's work, and giving your wife a kiss only to inhale the scent of another man on her clothes. I mean, so what if she worked in the cologne department at Macy's? That's not an excuse. She was cheating on me. I can tell you that for sure, alright? And I had enough of it. Nobody cheats on Phineas P. Waldsworth. That's not my name, but nobody cheats on me either. The point is, the bitch had to die. I've never murdered a person before. I guess I always pictured it would go more smoothly. In the movies, when someone gets their throat slashed, they bleed a little and usually die in a neat and instantaneous death. Quick and clean. That's how it's supposed to be. I snuck up behind her, and after she had fallen asleep on the couch watching Real Housewives of Timbuktu, or some other vapid reality show, then opened her throat with a kitchen knife. She gushed like a geyser. You should have seen it. I didn't know a person's body could hold so much blood. I'm not ashamed to admit, I got a little lightheaded from the sight. Well, it certainly wasn't a neat kill, and it wasn't a quick one either, for that matter. My wife fell to the floor after I sliced into her neck and began to wildly thrash her arms and legs. I'm sure she would have been screaming too if it hadn't done a number on her vocal cords. It took a dozen or more stabs to her windpipe before she finally stopped moving. I was kind of disappointed when I realized that the knife I had used was a wedding present from my late Aunt Carla. She was my favorite auntie, and the damn thing held a lot of sentimental value to me, but now I have to get rid of it. There was no way I was going to be able to keep the murder weapon in my house. That would just be crazy. Once I was sure my wife was finally dead, I looked around the house to survey the damage. Both our bodies and half the living room was completely soaked in blood. I dragged her into the bathroom and dumped her body in the tub. The mess took hours to clean up, but I think I did a bang-up job. I got that living room looking like something you'd see Martha Stewart bedazzling throw pillows in. All I have to say is, thank goodness for hardwood floors. It would have been a hell of a lot harder if we had laid down carpeting like my wife insisted when we first moved in. I patted myself on the back for putting my foot down on nixing that idea. After I was done cleaning, I went back inside the bathroom and tried to figure out what to do with her cadaver. I always do my best thinking on the can, so I popped a squat next to her and began to make a number 2. What? I didn't think she was going to mind. I was just beginning to breach when I noticed something out of the corner of my eye. Her stomach had begun moving, heaving up and down at an alarming rate. It startled me so much I nearly fell off the pot. Was she breathing? I felt a wave of guilt begin to wash over me. How selfish of me to not turn on the vent. The second wave smacked me in the face, but this time it was fear. How could she be alive? I thought to myself. She must have spilled enough blood to fill a dumpster. I tried to reassure myself that it wasn't what it looked like. I remember once reading in a magazine that gas can escape a body sometimes hours after death. This can give the appearance of breathing, but does not actually mean that the body is doing so. Just as my heartbeat had begun returning to its normal cadence, I could have sworn I saw her fingers twitch. The sight made me want to get up and sprint as far away from the house as possible, turtle head poking out of my crack and all. A scene from an old television show jogged my memory though, allowing me to collect myself. In it, a crime scene investigator explained to a plucky young police officer that even though a person's brain may be dead, their body's muscles can still twitch for a little while after they pass. See, I thought to myself as I pushed a little harder trying to coax the chocolate bunny from its hole, there is always a logical conclusion for these type of things. Sometimes things can't be explained though. I realized that when my wife turned her partially detached neck towards me and opened her eyes. The look of rage on her face made me want to scream, but I was too terrified to make a peep. She opened her mouth, and I'll never forget the gurgling voice as it reverberated off the bathroom walls. Light a match.